5.
Download photo.
I have 7 problems that are
Just
bad.
literally scan every problem.
It shows you how to do the work.
I understand.
I know. Because I started doing it and then
Use
I'm
the
like,
long
I
word
don't
problems
want
too.
to. Yeah, it was pretty diffuse.
Now, it wouldn't have been hard for first
Because it
graders
gets the
200
answers
years
straight
ago.
up. Lines and spaces.
I know.
Yeah, it gets the answers
Well,
straight up.
I'm too bad.
It's funny,
But I'm
you know what's funny about your statement, Lexi? Is we finished spelling with 20 minutes left in class yesterday. I sat back there and said, allowed you to do other homework at that point. And you know how many questions about math I got?
3.
Take a wild guess.
A lot. Lucho
Oh, it's
Grande.
connected.
Yeah. You know. At what point do you think it's time for y'all to become responsible adults? I just want what's best for them. You can't then keep living through life just being slackers.
That's what his whole family's made of.
No,
Bad.
not my dad.
We predict your future life and it's good for you.
That is not.
Ben's gonna have his little Macy's shopping cart he stole.
Walmart, not Macy's.
They said.
No, but
No, he's gonna
there's
have
no
the,
Walmart in Chicago.
Evan, he's gonna have the Dollar Tree.
Who started living in Chicago?
They said you're gonna live under a bridge in Chicago.
Yeah.
Under a bridge.
For warmth and shelter, Ben.
With your Walmart baggies. with your
My
bag.
Walmart shopping cart.
And then,
No,
like,
it's not Walmart.
and
Where
then,
are you
like,
gonna
other-
find a Walmart?
I don't know, just
No,
Macy's
it's-
apparently.
Yeah, Macy's.
whatever.
Okay.
And then you probably just Dollar Tree or fish things. And you
Or
put
Walgreens.
on the floor.
Now, what I'd like for you to do is trade your paper and put somebody else at your table.
Uh-oh.
Have fun.
I'm sorry in
Just
advance
circle
for all
You're
of
gonna
us.
have to wait.
And all the hard ones. Because I'm gonna answer that one.
Just mark it wrong.
Like,
Like,
no,
you don't
no,
need to
no.
know what's happening.
If you are correcting it, make absolutely positively sure that you circle it if it's wrong. The problem for like
I don't know.
what?
That's right. I don't know.
26.
Number one,
Yeah, I circled.
make sure they are entirely aware that they got it wrong. Number one should be 5. One should be 5. 2 is 3.5. 3.5. Am I on the wrong one?
No.
3 is the letter P would equal a couple different ways you could have this written. The book has it as -1/5 W minus 6/5. I would suppose you could also have P equals -W minus 6 all over 5. There's a couple different ways that you can have that written. Number 4, if you're prime factorizing 315, you get 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. 3 times 3 times 5 times 7. Number 5 is, Sam?
55%.
55%. 55%. 6, Lexi?
1/2.
6, the question is what number is 140% of 70? I'm pretty sure 1/2 doesn't make a lot of sense. Elijah?
98.
98 is correct. 98. Number 7, 20% of what number is 18? David?
Either 60 or 22.
How about 90? How about 90? Number 8, is that direct variation? Yes, it is. Number 9, is that direct variation? Yes, it is. Number 10, Ava Russell?
Negative 20x to the 6th, y to the 2nd, over y, in parentheses, to the 2nd.
I would be very curious how that person got this as a fraction, because I don't see where you'd get any fractions in this. You should have, for number 10, negative 800 x to the 12th, y to the 8th. Negative 800 x to the 12th y to the 8th. 11, so
13,860.
correct, 13,860 customers. Number 12, what is an expression for the area of a circle? You actually didn't have to write, this is what the book has. There's again different ways you could do this. 100x squared pi, or if you actually use 3.14 for pi, you get 314x squared. Letter B is 400x squared. Letter C is pi over 4. 13 says, explain why a direct variation will always go through the origin. Let's ignore that one. Number 14 should be what, Ella Brolin? 14 should be D. 14 should be D. 15. Ben?
5.84.
5.84 is correct. Number 19 or 16 says to write in slope-intercept form. Another way to do that is to solve for y. Y should equal 1/4 x minus 1/2. Y equals 1/4 x minus 1/2. 17. Amelia, what do we have for 17?
N is greater than or equal to 1.
Whatever you have should be less than 4.6. 4.6, less than 4.6. Number 18, Elijah?
8.
8 feet. Number 19, I think you could have just about anything. We'll ignore that one as well. Number 20, one of my favorite problems of all time. Let's see, Jax?
150x plus 200 over 2x plus 4.
Well, that's one of the things you're adding together. That was actually part of the problem. That's not an answer.
Is it 60x plus 200?
No, that's the other part. Amelia?
I'm 400 x plus 4.
You have what?
420 x squared plus 800.
David, what do you have?
420.
20. Ava?
58.3 repeaters.
Evan? Wait, you don't have anything there?
There's a question.
Oh, there is. The answer for 20 should be 210 feet. 210 feet. How about 21? Lexi?
X A equals Y.
Ooh. Sam?
Y equals 1/2 x plus 7.
Oh. David?
Y equals 1/2 plus 6.
Ooh. Let's just pause for reflection right now, shall we? Would everyone in this entire room, whether you did this or not, look and find me your notes under point slope form.
Was it recently or?
I don't know. Your notes are supposed to be on that order.
Yeah, I'll before you find it.
Slope formula.
Oh, slow.
Point slope form. Evan, hold it above your head so everybody can see what it looks like.
Well, I don't really have notes on it.
Evan, hold it above your head so everybody can see what this looks like. Literally, the piece of paper I gave you pretty much did all the work for you. Maybe what the problem we have as a society is just a lack of accountability. I'm just gonna give you
No,
a grade.
that's just.
I'm just gonna give you a grade if you actually have this or not.
Points. I have it somewhere.
Well, that's gonna be your thing.
That's what I get.
Stand up if you don't have it in your possession at this point.
It is In my possession.
Stand up if you don't have it in your possession at this point. Let me find it. This was a long time ago, so there's no excuse.
Oh, yeah.
And is it in that huge pile of papers in the front?
I checked.
It's not gonna be the one. you
Hope
see.
you don't have it.
I know.
So it can be bigger than.
That would mean you should probably be standing then.
Oh, don't.
I don't have
I think that would have it. Take a look at the people that are standing, but would you look at those people, it's probably the one that would have it or wouldn't. I'm just saying. Not that there's some predictability in something. Alright, now, have your books open and look at problem number 21. Now, this could just be me having expectations that far supersede anything that you as eighth graders could possibly think that you'd have to do for an assignment, but I believe, if I'm looking at my notes here, it says the formula in point slope form is this, and it's even color coordinated. Is it not on the sheet here? What, where the little green numbers are, where it goes down there, what is that, what does it say where those arrows point? Coordinates for the point on the line. Does the book happen to give us coordinates for the point on the line? What would those coordinates be? 2 and 8, no negatives. And does the book happen to give us the slope of the thing? So tell me, if you would, if you got this wrong, how is it that you just can't put the y value in for the y, the x value in for the x, and the slope in for the slope and get the formula or the equation? Tell me where in that the train went off the tracks. Who got it right besides the person that came and asked me? Don't be afraid.
Well, answer.
Hi. Ben got it right?
What
Yeah.
was the answer?
Then it's right there.
Wait, no, I'm not talking about whose paper you had. I'm talking about if you got it right as a person.
Y equals 1/2 x plus 7. That's the answer.
No.
No.
Then
Yeah.
Oh, the answer would happen to be what I have written here, Benjamin.
Oh, then no, I don't think I got
But I'm
it. Right.
asking you, David Ulrich, how did you not, how was this not? I mean, why did you not get it right? I'm not asking for the paper that you,
I did it in that y equals instead of that.
but did it say to give it in slope intercept form?
I thought it did. I guess
Oh.
it didn't.
All of you must have thought that. Just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are we at here?
We need to.
I think we're on problem number 22. What is the degree of that? Oh, how is the degree of a polynomial determined? Let's go. Ava Russell.
By adding the exponents.
I would suppose that would be it. Although technically the book has the degree of the highest degree term. But adding exponents, I'm gonna give them half a credit just because it's half the thing. Number 23, what is the degree of that? Jack? A, B, C, or D?
D,
Huh?
D,
Nope, C.
I got that right, didn't I?
Number 24 says to make a box and whisker plot. Show me that box and whisker plot for 24. Or 24. What is your thoughts on that? So, good box and whisker plot?
Okay.
Wait, this doesn't have numbers on it?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay.
And where's the box?
Now, whatever box and
There's
whisker
numbers.
plot, whatever box and. Wow, 300. whatever box and whisker plot they have, you will definitely have to mark it wrong if they don't have numbers on it, because a box and whisker plot has to tell you where things are at. So if they don't have if they just have a box there, no numbers on it there. Number 25. Another box and whisker plot again needs to have numbers on it. And did we do 26?
No.
I think
that-
that,
No.
I think that was 5.
Yeah, it just looked wrong there. It just looked wrong. All right. Do we have a question over answers or what?
Oh, yes.
I didn't say to hand it back yet.
Oh.
Nobody has questions over answers right or wrong? Please put what, Jack?
What's 22?
22 is, well, I said you could add up, the one answer could be you add all the exponents of the letters together, or if they have the degree of the highest degree term. Either one of those two. Now, please do me a favor, in unmistakable, bold, 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 write down how many they got wrong on this paper. I mean, it needs to be bright and bold. And then also write down out of, how many problems was that? Well, I didn't count the one. So put out of 24 problems. Out of 24 problems. Got that? And then I will take this. I'm not gonna answer questions on this because I'm gonna wash my hands of this, but I do need this just in case when some of your grades come out and you have your parents say, what in the world is my kid thing? I can say, well, the last assignment, they got this many wrong and did not ask me a question during the assignment. I think they pretty much just wrote down anything that said. Just go to that. Yeah, I will need Jackson, you'll need to serve your detention and do it during. That's not even.
I thought we didn't have it.
It's not called the.
It's
No, we still have
I
detention.
thought-
It's work and lunch.
Alright, let's call it, Jax, you need to eat lunch in Miss Shum's room and do your math, whatever you want to call it.
That sounds exactly like how they.
It's too scary for the 5th graders, Mr. Hahn.
What's that?
It's too scary for the 5th graders, that's why
Yeah.
they changed it.
Again, it's the way our world goes.
And now there's no morning detention either.
100 years ago, Jax, they probably would have smashed your
Oh.
hand.
I know, that's what I
Take out a
thought was
blank
gonna
piece of paper, we are forging ahead. I'm sure things will be slightly different. I think what just happened is I've let way too much go and given you way too many lack of responsibility. And you know, the other positive thing is, if all has gone right, I've actually got all of this on video, so it's something I can say. Not that we didn't have this discussion. It is the beginning, Ben, of a whole new grading series. And right now, because you can't find the notes, life isn't good for it.
We'll find it by the end of the day.
You know, I go back
Yeah,
to, since the time you were in 5th grade, you've been instructed to keep your notes in alphabetical order. Some of you have decided to willfully not do that. And this is really kind of you reap kind of those rewards. Eventually, things like that catch up to you. Or mustard to you, which one would be better?
Must I get it?
Wait, what?
In order to catch up to you or mustard?
Ha, ha.
Hot dog, see what did right around the corner. All right, right on top of your paper, least common multiple. I love that sound. Least common multiple. When did you have such intense discussions? All of them? I don't actually remember saying that you actually.
I don't know, she said she discussed it with everyone. Everyone discussed it.
It's called eating
She
lunch
said it's like the new discussion.
because it's scary.
In what context did this come up?
We were
I'm
talking
the
about,
new kid.
and then something about,
It's answered.
I
Is
don't
this just
know.
yesterday?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Teachers are always the last
Oh,
one.
that is it.
Oh yeah, I know.
No more detention.
Wow, Batman.
Maybe Ms. Zara just made that up.
No, what we talked about, I don't remember any action ever being taken on it. All for the sake of. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's see if you can make this transition, ladies and gentlemen. Least common multiple. Also lovingly referred to as LCM. One quick question, when and where do you do least common multiple all the time, even though you don't think about it that way?
The grocery store.
Yes, at the grocery store, or when you're adding and subtracting fractions. For example, if you have 1/2 plus 1/8, when you find a common denominator, you are finding its least common multiple, the least common multiple of these things. Okay, back in 5th and 6th grade, if we were told to find the LCM of 12 and 8, do you remember how we would go about doing that? Now, please, Evan, do not get this confused with greatest common factor. The answer to this is not 4. Multiples are counting by numbers. Factors are what times what gives you that. So back in the day, you were supposed to do this. Well, the multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. And multiples of 12 would be 12, 24, 36, 48, blah, 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 blah. The least common one they have is the smallest one that they have, which in this case would be 24. Now, if I asked you to find the greatest common multiple, Sophia, what would you suppose the greatest common multiple of that would be? Now, notice, Sophia, I did not list all the multiples. I don't look just at my exhaustive list, but look at the inexhaustive list. What would be the greatest common multiple of those?
96.
What about 120? What about 144?
There could be a lot.
There could be and are. And the answer to what I asked you was, you don't know because it's infinite and goes on forever. You could continue giving common. That's why you'll never see somebody ask you for the greatest common multiple. They will ask you for the greatest common factor. Now, here is where trouble brews. Let me change it into, now we're going to talk a little bit about algebra in this whole thing. If I asked you to find the least common multiple of this, 10a squared c to the 4th, 10a squared c to the 4th, and I can't find it here. 15a cubed c something. A cubed c to the 3rd. 15a cubed c to the 3rd. Anybody want to speculate what our least common multiple is? Some of you might. If you're mathematically minded, you'll be able to tell me that. Some of you might be able to tell me what the number is. What's the least common multiple of 10 and 15? 30. What about the a's? You have a squared and a cubed. A to the 6th is a great answer, but it is not correct. A to the 5th is also a great suggestion, but it is not correct.
A to the 2nd.
Just A and A to the 2nd are both great suggestions, and we're almost down to the only thing left that it could probably be. What's that? We already had A to the 1st. A is just A to the 1st. What's that? I'm sorry? Ooh, listen to Russell go. A cubed is, in fact, the least common multiple of that. And how about, maybe you'll see this coming here, how about c to the 3rd and c to the 4th?
C to the 4th.
C to the 4th. congratulations, you have now succeeded. Okay, very good. Now, can we come up with a rule?
Use the biggest one.
If you were, God bless you.
Oh, wow.
Russell pretty much summed it up as best anybody has ever in all of my classes. What did you say?
Use the biggest one.
Oh, yeah, let's put that down. Use the biggest one. Use, I did not do that, the biggest one. In which case, which one had the biggest exponent of A? This one. Which one had the biggest exponent of C? This one. Now, the other thing you must remember is that, okay, they must have them in common. Or they must both have that letter. How's it doing? Oh, wait, no, they don't, sorry. Forget that. They don't both have that, that's what the other thing. Because if there was a C over here, what would be your multiple? A C. If there was an X over here, that would have an X and that would be this. Now, that's not completely it yet, but I wanted to get you thinking that way. Let me give you this one. Are you ready for some really fun and exciting? I need something. 6p squared s cubed 2m squared s squared and 8m cubed p. If that is our thing here. Now, I'm going to actually break this down way simpler for you. For those of you that haven't quite got comprehended who it is. See if this makes some sense to you. If the last way was okay, maybe you get it. If you need a simpler way to do this, step number one, write this down, is to prime factorize. Which simply means this. If I were prime factorizing 6p squared s, prime factorized would be what? What times what gives me 6? 2 times 3. P squared is p times p, break it down. S squared is s times s times s. Are you with me there? 6p squared s cubed. If I'm prime factorizing 2m squared s squared, it would be 2 times what? M times m and s times s. If I'm prime factorizing 8m cubed p, I would end up with 8 is what? 2 times 2 times 2 times m times p. Oops, I'm missing an m. Stop me there if that did not make any sense to you. I just broke it down into what times what. It's the smallest things that can be broken down into. Then to find the least common multiple is you take the group, like Russell said, that has the most of each factor. Take the group that has the most. So here's what you do. You look at this. Which one has the most 2's? This one. So I take 3 2's. Which group has the most 3's? This one. How many is that? Just 1. Which group has the most m's? This one, which is 3. Which group has the most p's? This one, which is 2. And which one has the most s's? This one, which is 3. And then, ladies and gentlemen, step number 3 would be to remultiply, which would get 2 times 2 times 2 is 8, 8 times 3 is 24. M times n times n is m to the cubed. P times p is p squared. And s times s is s cubed. Now, some of you are saying that's foolishness,
That's foolishness.
which maybe it is, maybe it isn't. If you can just look at it and do this like we did, obviously I'm not gonna tell you must do this. But for some of you who need math broken down into the little teenier, tinier steps, you might have to do this for at least a little while. First day. Now, with that also being said, let me write down this problem. When will this help you? You ask.
When will this help?
Every day, pretty much. Except, a math test is given every 9 days. You have a math test every 9 days. You have a history test every 14 days. You have a science test every 18 days. The question on the table is, how many days will it take before you have all 3 tests on the same day? Which simply means this, okay? If you have a math test every 9 days, after the 9th day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, you're gonna have a math test. Well, science is every 18 days, so it's going to be 9 days plus another 9 days, and you get your science test. On this 18th day, because a math test is every 9 days, you're gonna have another math test in another 9 days. So at that point, you'll end up with both a math and a science test on the same day. But they added in there a history test every 14 days. Question is, when will it happen? How far do we have to go before you'll have math, science, and history on the same day? Why do you suppose it falls in this section? David?
It's the least common.
It is the least common multiple. If you are looking for something along those lines, it is the least common multiple of 9, 18, and 14. Now, this might be a case. Ben Moon, what is the least common multiple of 9, 18, and 14? Just tell me. Can you tell me just by looking at it?
No.
So what do you suppose we should do?
Write it down and do
that little
9.
prime factorization thing and see what you get. What is 9? 3 times 3, right? What is 18? 2 times 9, which is 2 times 3 times 3. And what is 14? 2 times 7. What are the rules? Take the group that has the most of them. So this has the most 2s. They're tied, so you just take one. Don't take them both. This group has the most 3s. Again, it's a tie. And this group has the most 7s. Miraculously, what you get when you multiply these all back together will be the answer to on what day all 3 of them will happen on the same day, which is there an easy way to do this? Probably not. Like 14 times 9? On the 126th day of school, you will have all of those. tell you pretty much mesmerized by that. Sometimes even more than that. Well, that's about as much as I can tolerate. Your assignment. I have it written down somewhere. It doesn't really matter how much time you have left. Does it, Samuel? Oh, is lesson 57. What problems you asked? Diagram here. 1 through 10, it should be pretty simple actually for you. And, oh boy, let's just do 28 through 30. 28.
And do new things.
If you need to get your Spanish, you might want to do that before you get started, because who knows it. Again,